Imagine this. Two cities that hate each other more than anything on earth. One controls the richest island in the Mediterranean. The other is a land army with 0 ships and 0 experience at sea. For the next 23 years, the longest continuous war in ancient history, they will drown the sea in blood, invent new weapons nobody had ever seen, bankrupt entire nations, and fight battles so brutal that even the winners begged for it to end. This is not the war you skimmed in school. This is the First Punic War, the forgotten apocalypse that turned Rome from a regional bully into the monster that would eat the Mediterranean whole. And almost everything you think you know about it, is wrong. Where does our story even come from? Think about it, almost every line you've ever read about this war was written by Romans, sometimes 1, 2, even 300 years after the last ship sank. Or it was written by Greek authors who just copied Roman propaganda like good little stenographers. The Carthaginian version. It was turned into smoke and ash when Rome spent 17 straight days burning their capital in 146 BC, then salted the earth for good measure. Their libraries, their records, their voice, gone. So tonight we're not here to repeat the same old Roman victory lap. We're here to tear off 2,000 years of carefully crafted spin. And show you the First Punic War the way Carthage almost won it. 264 BC. Sicily, the glittering breadbasket of the entire Mediterranean. A gang of jobless, brutal Italian mercenaries called the Mamertines, think of them as ancient bikers with swords, roll into the city of Messana, modern Messina. They murder, loot, and turn the place into their private pirate kingdom overnight. Carthage gets the news and sends a fleet, this is our backyard. Out. Rome, hundreds of miles away, smells profit, power, and a future empire. They march south too. Both superpowers stand on the beach, look straight into the camera, and swear with a straight face. We're only here to protect the innocent citizens of Messana. Both are lying. Hard. And that one greedy little lie over one lawless pirate port, lights the fuse on the longest and bloodiest naval war the ancient world had ever seen. Let's meet the fighters. Carthage, the undisputed queen of the seas for 4 straight centuries. A Phoenician trading empire grown stupidly rich on Spanish silver mines and trade routes that stretched from Britain to Africa. Their warships, the legendary quinquiremes, 5 staggered rows of oars, massive bronze rams, 420 men crammed onto each deck, were floating masterpieces of engineering. Their admirals and generals were career professionals who sometimes held command for 20, 30 years. Now look at Rome in 264 BC. Exactly 0 warships. Not a single one. Their genius was on land, short swords, big shields, legions that could march through hell. Their generals changed every single year because Rome was terrified of dictators. If you were a betting man in 264 BC, you would have put your entire house on Carthage. This should have been over before it started. Then Rome does something absolutely unhinged. A wrecked Carthaginian quinquireme washes up on an Italian beach like a gift from the gods. Roman engineers swarm it, measure every plank, every nail, every curve. They drag farmers who have never even seen the ocean out of their fields, nail wooden benches into the dirt, and make them row for weeks, morning till night, until their hands bleed. In just 60 days, Rome launches 100 brand new quinquiremes and 20 older ships. And then they invent the corvus, a 36-foot, spiked boarding bridge that crashes down onto an enemy deck and turns the entire sea into a Roman street fight. Suddenly the greatest navy on earth isn't fighting sailors anymore. They're fighting Roman marines who live for close-up slaughter. Consul Gaius Duilius sails out to meet the Carthaginian fleet off northern Sicily. The Carthaginians are actually laughing on deck. Look at these land-loving farmers playing sailor. Then the first corvus slams down. Then the second. Then 20 more. Roman marines in full armor charge across like it's the streets of Rome. In one single afternoon Rome captures 50 Carthaginian warships, the first naval victory in Roman history. Duilius sails home a living legend. He cuts the bronze rams off the captured ships and bolts them to a speaker's column in the Forum, the rostra, the same platform that gives us the word rostrum to this very day. Tasting blood, Rome decides to end the whole war with one killer blow: invade Africa itself. Consul Marcus Attilius Regulus lands 40,000 men just south of modern Tunis. He obliterates the Carthaginian field army, captures 18 war elephants as souvenirs, and parks his legions a casual 20 miles from the walls of Carthage. Regulus sends peace terms so arrogant, so humiliating, that even a Carthage staring at total annihilation spits in his face and says, "Hell no." They just made the biggest mistake of Rome's life, or so Rome thought. Carthage goes shopping for a miracle and finds one man, Xanthippus, a professional Spartan mercenary. In a single year he completely retrains their army, lines up 100 war elephants like living tanks, puts perfect cavalry on both wings. And at the Battle of Tunis in 255 BC he wipes the Roman invasion force off the map. 15,000 Romans dead in hours. Only 2,000 survivors. Regulus himself dragged away in chains. Later Roman historians write this beautiful tearjerker that Regulus was sent to Rome on parole, told the Senate, "Keep fighting," then walked back to Carthage to be tortured to death like a saint. Total propaganda, but man, what glorious propaganda. Both sides go insane building bigger and bigger fleets. Rome launches 350 warships in 254 BC, the largest armada humanity had ever seen. Then the Mediterranean says, "Not today." Storm after storm after storm. In one single catastrophe in 255 BC Rome loses 284 ships and almost 100,000 men, more dead in one night than at Cannae, more than any land battle Rome ever fought. For weeks afterward the beaches are white with bloated bodies. The sea itself decided the war wasn't allowed to end yet. For the next 13 years western Sicily becomes a butcher's yard. Rome finally takes Panormus, modern Palermo. Carthage digs in at Lilybaeum and Drepana, their last fortresses. Then comes 249 BC and Rome's most humiliating day at sea, the Battle of Drepana. Admiral Claudius Pulcher checks the sacred chickens for omens, they won't eat. He grabs them and hurls them into the sea. Fine, let them drink. 93 ships out of 120 go straight to the bottom. Rome rage quits the ocean for 6 long years. Rome is bankrupt. The treasury is empty. Rich senators and businessmen take out private loans, basically crowdfunding the Republic, to build one last fleet of 200 sleek, fast ships. No more heavy corvus this time. March 10, 241 BC. They catch the Carthaginian grain convoy completely by surprise off the Aegates Islands. In a few savage hours, 70 enemy ships sunk, 50 captured, 10,000 prisoners. Carthage is out of money, out of ships, out of men. The undefeated general Hamilcar Barca, who never lost a battle in Sicily, gets the order, "Come home." After 23 years of hell, the war is finally over. Carthage hands over 3,200 talents of silver, roughly $2 to $3 billion in today's money, over 10 years. Surrenders Sicily, Rome's first overseas province. And releases 10,000 Roman prisoners, most of them living skeletons after years in the mines. Then Rome does something so cold it echoes for generations. While Carthage is busy fighting its own mercenary rebellion, Rome casually walks in, seizes Sardinia and Corsica in 238 BC, and demands another 1,200 talents, or else. That betrayal cuts deeper than any sword. Carthage never, ever forgets. 23 years of war. Longer than the American Civil War, World War I, and World War II combined. Somewhere between 400,000 and 700,000 dead, one of the deadliest wars of the entire ancient world. Rome won. But that victory planted a seed of pure hatred that would grow into elephants crossing the Alps. The First Punic War didn't kill Carthage. It created the monster, Hannibal Barca, that would bring Rome to its knees. Drop a single word in the comments, Hannibal, if you want the Second Punic War script next. Smash the like button if Rome building a navy from zero in 60 days just broke your brain. Subscribe, because next time the blood is really going to flow. See you in the next bloodbath.